Hello and welcome to another episode of the Trash Cast with your host Mathias, along with the boy.
John.
I'm pumped. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Lots of cool stuff.
A lot of good stuff. One depressing news, if people really care about it, but it's plenty to go through today. Jam packed. So first, we'll get the bad news out of the way. Uh, I just want to get your opinion. How much do you know about Dust 1947?
I know it exists. Kind of
Okay.
it.
Well, sad news is they put up a letter on Facebook saying that they are ceasing all productions and pretty much done with the game.
Uh,
It's like a alternate universe. I don't know too much about the lore because I played this game when it first came out, and that was about it. I know later on they got a bunch of other cool stuff. It's basically like an alternate World War II, which is the only reason why I played this game.
mhm.
It's the closest I'll probably ever get to owning a World War II army.
Yeah.
But it's like what happens if we had max power armor? What if freaking like Cthulhu came into this game and a bunch of other mythos?
Right.
It was cool. It was interesting. It was a skirmish based game. At least when I played it. Again, I haven't played it since it first came out, but it was interesting, and it's just sad to see that this company is shutting down due to what they say the pandemic. Well, pandemic not being the overall reason, but they go into detail saying that shipping costs, which of course coming from China, it's gonna
Right.
be hell of expensive. I mean, I go back to the Shadows of Brimstone news of my delay, right? So
Uh,
there's that. The production of raw materials was getting too expensive, so it just sounds like everything was getting too expensive, and they just weren't meeting their bottom line. So unfortunately, this game is done with. I'm sure maybe, well, obviously the fans will keep it alive, but with no more production and all that, it's gonna be hard to keep this game going.
I kind of feel in general for miniatures war games, not having an IEP to fall back on is really risky. You know, Warhammer being the exception that they actually, they built the IP from the ground up for a long time. But most other successful miniatures games that aren't Warhammer are usually based on like an IP, an existing IP, like X-Wing, all the Star Wars games, Legion. You got Marvel Crisis Protocol, right?
Right.
I mean, you have stuff like War Machine and Infinity, but those aren't really like critical mass kind of large, honestly.
Well, I mean, War Machine was pretty big. Maybe in maybe I'm only thinking about our area, but I mean, it was pretty big until third edition came out,
Correct. No, that's right. And then,
and
you
then
know,
the
what
stomping of the uh what press gangers, is that what they were
Stinger,
called?
yeah. Yeah, it's a combination of that and Games Workshop getting its act together just kind of was a huge blow for War Machine's growth as a top miniatures game.
Yeah.
And you know, but the thing with like Legion is like Legion will do well because it's Star Wars and there's that niche for having a Star Wars miniatures game.
Hmm.
Um and something like Dust where like if your game isn't doing so well and you're not getting out, it's hard to recruit people because it's a relatively unknown game. Well, what are you gonna do, right?
Right. Well, I mean, they were doing something right because they were around for 12 years, so I mean, it's nothing to scoff at. But yeah, it is
Right.
a little sad that this has happened.
I think what's it called? Conflict 47 also just does the alternate World War II better from what I've heard.
Mm.
Because it uses Cleverly, how Conflict 47 works is that it takes the regular bolt action armies, which is a World War II miniatures game, and just adds stuff on top of that, right? So, like, it like to build the bolt, sorry, a Conflict 47 army, you could take a bolt action army, with your regular American troops, your Russian, German troops, tanks, and all that, and just add some mechs, vampires, zombies on top of that. You don't need to start like a whole new army with like new kinds of troops. They kind of share the same basic
Scale.
structure for an army. Yeah, same scale, same everything, and you just add on to that. In fact, you could even play Conflict 47, which is a regular bolt action army. And that helped bolt I mean that sorry that kind of model helped conflict out because it allowed people who already played bolt action to hop in. And also the whole like 2-in-1 game kind of thing. If you like conflict, if you have a conflict army, you could easily just remove the spectacular stuff and play bolt action, right?
Right, of
So
course. I mean, it was like the same thing when fantasy first got wiped out. There was a game called Kings of War
right,
where pretty much everyone just took their fantasy armies and just played Kings of War for a little bit there
right.
because they're like, yeah, you don't need to use our official models, just come and play our game, which was very successful for them, but you can't live off that model, right?
Yeah, I mean the game still exists. Kings of War still exists, but it's yeah, it's just kind of there, It exists.
Same with us. Like, it was kind of just there, but
Yeah,
looks like that pandemic has finally claimed them.
right.
Sad days. But that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to just put shed some light on dust there, because
Mhm.
we never talked about it before, but
Right.
holds a little bit of a memory to me. But we can move on to the next thing, which is the oops, wrong picture. The 40K escape room. Only in Britain, of course. So sucks for us overseas. But if you're ever planning to go, you want to spend more money. Here you go. You got your own escape room to finally go into. What's your experience with the escape room?
I've never gone to an escape room. It's not something that interests me. I'm sure there are cool people who've done it that I've heard enjoy them. So, I mean, I think you told me you've been to one.
I've been to two, but I've been told that one of them that I've been to was not really in an escape room. So
Mm,
I've had bad experiences with them because they've been honestly pretty lame, and I've been told that they were lame. So
I see.
I'm hoping when I go back to Vegas, I'll go to another escape room. Maybe my problem is I keep going to the escape rooms in Vegas and they're just trash.
Oh.
But yeah, I'd probably go to this if this was reasonable price and driving distance.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
it's neat that it's just one more thing that utilizes the Games Workshop IP. So I think that's cool. Good use of the IP. I think it's a neat idea.
Well, I mean, honestly, 40K and AOS to an extent, would make great escape rooms settings, right? I mean, this one is what, traversing through a space Hulk, right? I mean, space Hulks are legendary for being extremely huge, easy to get lost in, and all that other stuff. And finding keys to escape with seems like a perfect thing.
Hmm.
But yes, it's good to see GW branching out again. I know they're no longer a model company and more focusing on toys, but here we go. More stuff to add to their repertoire. So moving on from that, uh, did you see Chaos Gate?
I did see the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
It looks pretty quality. I think I'm gonna pick it up. because well, the story is ADB and it looks promising to be honest.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping for an FPS.
Oh, gotcha.
Instead, I got what looks like Adeptus Mechanicus, which is not bad because it is good. It was just, when I looked at the cinematic trailer, I thought, damn, this looks like a Left 4 Dead clone again. But I guess they didn't want to double dip with Dark Tide, so
Yeah, I think that's a part of it.
it's more XCOM. I think this trailer that I'm playing doesn't show any of the gameplay, but yeah, I'm excited. I'll probably pick it up. Probably not day one, but
Hmm.
it was interesting to see. Um,
Kind of.
also,
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. It's just more news.
Let's see what else what's what else has this game company made?
Uh,
And this is
nothing too notable if I can recall.
I guess
Um,
if they're untested, then better than someone who's made crappy games.
I
So
mean
yeah,
they've made games. I can pull them up really fast. I just didn't think I was gonna have to do this. Publishers, right?
I'll do the developer.
Developers, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is their
Uh,
first game.
let's see. They got Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 under their belt,
Okay, okay.
and that's probably the only game worth mentioning.
Oh man,
Because I don't recognize any of these other stuff, which is only
right.
two other games. But yeah, so I mean, honestly, like I said, what gameplay I saw of it, it looks a lot like Adeptus Mechanicus, so it's not a hard thing to just copy and paste, right? So,
Mhm.
but other news that I forgot to mention, like 2 podcasts ago, Space Marine got a 10-year anniversary,
Yes, that's right.
and
Did
if you owned the game,
which I do,
you got all the DLC for free.
which I probably already have.
I didn't buy any of the DLC, but I only had the game on PS3, so I'm sure I still got all the free stuff, but highly doubt anyone's playing on PS3.
Oh, I think it's PC only. You only get the new stuff on PC on
Oh,
Steam.
well, screw me even more then, I guess. So,
I think the most important part, is the fact that now people will be playing it more, um, because it's getting something kind of new. Than I um, expect lobbies being filled, right?
well,
For
I'm sure it definitely saw a player base boom, but what this tells me, what I'm hoping for, is that Space Marine 2, you know?
Yep, that's true.
Give me that Space Marine 2, it sounds like it's in the works.
I mean, there was a major like 4chan article with the alleged GW person who also predicted, the Tau and Sisters box and Black Templars, mind you, saying that Dawn of War is not dead. End quote.
Is it Dawn of War 5?
Oh
Or
my gosh,
sorry, no, Dawn of War
Dawn of War
4.
4. That'd be so cool. It's actually a good game.
Well, I mean, the the fact that Dawn of War 3 died as soon as it got released, that should tell you something how bad Dawn of War 3 was. We didn't even
Yeah,
get the Necron DLC.
right. So I mean, hopefully it's gonna be something cool.
I hope so too. But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, first, I think Dark Tide just needs to come out. I think we need a solid 40K video game right now, like a more than just like a Mechanicus or Inquisitor Mar, like like a semi-major solid 40K game. I think Dark Tide will.
Well, Dark Tide got delayed to 2022, right? If I recall.
Yes. So, yep. So I think once that's out, it'll be way better.
Yeah. Did you ever play Battle Sector? The
No,
hexagonal Blood Angels vs Tyranids game?
No, I oh yeah, that game exists. That's right.
It does exist, yes.
That does exist. Yeah, that's true.
I heard that one was okay.
I heard it was good for what it was. Like, if you're just looking for a turn-based like 40K game, it's really good. I think the issue though is that like I think the biggest strength of 40K is the setting and factions. So I think it needed something more than just Tyranids and Space Marines at launch for it to catch up even more, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, everyone's just waiting for Dawn of War 4 to be good. That's
Right.
what everyone wants. But we'll have to wait and see. So, did that guy give any specific dates?
No, I just the Dawn of War is not dead.
Is it? It's in the oven still. Got it.
It's in the oven. Yeah,
All right then. Well, I wanted to just get the gaming news out of the way there, since it's coming.
it is coming.
So moving on, something we don't really talk about here, but since the news caught my eyes, White Dwarf number 469. Nice. We got rules for Kill Team. Thousand
Yes,
Suns.
Thousand Suns. Here we go.
We got some Lizardmen
And
on the cover.
nothing else matters.
True. Alright, just get to the Thousand Suns. So,
I mean, it's classic White Dwarf stuff, but yeah, the Thousand Suns one, that's the major part here, I think.
I mean, I've complained about it before. I'm still gonna complain, but I hate when they put rules in White Dwarfs. I hate it. I wish they just make a little PDF or something and give it up for
Right,
free.
right.
Even though people
Remember,
can obviously find this stuff for free online if they type in a few
I'm,
words.
I'm gonna assume that this is gonna come out eventually in like excuse me, a compilation book, but I think it's another I mean, okay, look, besides the whole like rules in White Dwarf kind of thing, I think it's cool to have an alternate uh list for Thousand Suns. Essentially, same with the mechanic as Kill Team. This allows you to mix and match operatives in a Kill Team as opposed to just like take two different fire teams of different data sheets. Like this allows you to just mix in Thousand Suns and Zangors. A point of note as well is this allows you to take three sorcerers in one kill team, which I think is kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
so that'd be great.
But yeah, so that is on its way, which I'm happy. And then we got really prominent thing, the Lizardmen here. So I assume something big's gonna happen for Lizardmen.
I mean, usually the Warp Dwarf just has random cool stuff.
I've never seen this picture before. Have you?
I think this the cover or the limited edition one.
The limited edition one.
I think it's in the Lizard Men Codex,
No.
the new one.
Well, haven't played against them and haven't seen their book, so I don't really know any of the new art style.
Got it.
But I figured, since they're so prominent, they'd be getting something. Little hints. Because they got something. They got something. Tome of the Celestials, so. Anyways, I figured I'd just bring it up. Some hype news.
Yeah, I mean,
Even if it is in a White Dwarf.
the Thousand Suns one is really cool, and it just kind of gives hope for other factions of the Compendium factions getting more support. I kind of feel as the Compendium was rushed just so people could play with their models. A kill team really is for the kill team teams, which is right now are just the Death Corps, well, the Veteran Guardsmen and or Commandos.
Right.
And just to some extent, the new Mechanicus team, Gene Sealer Cults kind of falls in that just because of the variety it has, and this new Thousand Suns team. So
Mm-hmm. Well, they should have probably thought about it a little bit more, Maybe given us 4 boxes.
oh, in the beginning, I mean, we're getting the Tau and
I know we're getting the Tau, like,
yeah,
whenever, but I mean,
it's the next
Warcry opened up with 6, right? The 2-player starter box and then, like, 4 other factions. Or
They came out really soon, not at launch, but way sooner than Kill Team. is releasing stuff right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I understand. I mean, they gotta do the compendium because you see how slow they're releasing everyone's codexes, so everyone wants to get their army in as soon as possible. Can't wait for them to make up a new squad, kill team squad box for you to play with. They gotta get
Right.
this game up and running.
Right.
Moving on, something that benefits you, because I know you have this masterclass giveaway for people with Warhammer Plus. So here you go. Here's another benefit of being part of Warhammer Plus is that you will be drafted into winning this paint kit. All the GW paints sent to you. 5 winners. How do you feel? You think you're gonna win?
Uh, no.
No. With that attitude,
It's a lot of paint. I mean, it's cool. I mean, nice for one, but holy crap, it's a ton of paint.
I would want to win.
I gotta subscribe to Warhammer Plus
I
first.
know I'd have to subscribe to Warhammer Plus. I don't want to, but looking at this, I'm like, maybe I'll sign up for Warhammer Plus. Just to see if I can bet my chances. I mean, I bought a lotto ticket, so if I win that, I definitely win this. Seeing how what the lotto's 60 million right now, 60,000, something like 60 million, right?
What
Some
do you mean?
ridiculous number.
So like the odds?
No, how much money you're gonna win off that?
You think you're gonna win?
It's a lot. Warhammer Plus, I think I could win this. I don't want to give my money though, so that's the only reason that stops me from putting
Yeah.
this.
Right, because yeah, you actually have to subscribe to Warhammer Plus, which it means I could win because I subscribed. So we will see.
Yeah, it's good that it's everyone can win and not just people who sign up now win, because it's a very common thing to do just to drive up their numbers, right? They're like, if you subscribe now, you can win this, and it just ignores everyone else who's already been subscribed.
Right.
I'm glad that it's including everyone.
It makes me really wonder what the numbers are for Warhammer Plus. Are they undersubscribed? Like, is it just right? And they're promoting more? Like I don't know. So
It
I don't know what the numbers are going to be for that.
it's hard to say, and it's gonna be hard to tell because they're never gonna give out the numbers.
Right. But I think that the attitude they're having with these promotions and all that kind of says that there may be, at the very least, it's not exceeding expectations. The numbers.
I would agree with you on that. Because I still under the assumption that they needed a lot more videos in their catalog before they'd had to launch some kind of service like this. Again, I mean, we've gone to death over it. Everything they provide is fine. It's just lacking
Right.
in the content department. Give it the end of the year, and I'm sure it'll be worth it.
Yes. Unless again you want the model, then in which case just
Then in
super.
case they just do it, just buy it. There's no stopping you. It doesn't matter about the deal if you just want the model. Ooh, some lightning. All right. Well, after that, I know we don't really play this too much. Well, not me, mainly you. Warhammer Underworlds, Harrow Deep. Got some new rules to make it even better.
So yeah, this just kind of hammers down what I was talking about before with Harrow Deep having a pre-built deck system, which I was already playing with some of the Underworlds people at the local Warhammer store. Of like, hey, let's skip the deck building process and then just play with the faction decks.
Right.
And this just officializes it, which I am all for. and people are saying like, oh, but the faction decks aren't balanced, as of now. It's like, yeah, but it's Warhammer, like it's never really that balanced,
It's
So
never been a balanced game,
yeah,
unfortunately.
uh, I think Underworlds is one of the more it's up there when it comes to balanced Warhammer games, but yeah, I think this is great for people looking to get into Underworlds because again, like the deck building part is my least favorite part of this game, and it's very intimidating for new people because even if you're good, well, the first reason why it's intimidating is that well you got to get all the the cards right.
Right.
They're scattered all across the expansions, and even if you do have all the expansions, well, then you got to actually do the task of building an effective deck, which can get really overwhelming compared to building an army list because there's just so much more options. So having a mechanic or a game mode where you can just skip all of that and just go straight to the gameplay, I think is super cool, and that makes me really want to play Underworlds again, even competitively because this is a fun game mode.
I will disagree with you. I
Mm,
think deck building is the best thing. It it has a lot of fun to it because it brings in a lot of strategy to the game. I get what you're saying, where you want to just have a plug-in deck and play. That's fine. That's cool. I mean, that's why it has its own game mode now, right? But
right.
I think building the deck is a lot of fun at the game. I mean, look at us and everyone in our friend group who plays like 40k, right? Everyone spends a lot more time making the list than playing the game majority of the time. They're like, oh, what combos can I do with all this? So I, for one, am more for the deck building. My reasons I don't like this game too much is because of card creep, and the game just
Mhm.
rotates the cards out, forcing me to buy more cards. Which obviously is going to have to happen because as the game continues on, it becomes harder and harder to balance. So it's just easier to throw cards away.
Right.
But I think I think building a deck is a lot more fun than having just a preset deck. A preset deck
Right.
for new people or people who don't want to like think or anything like that. That's fine. Do it. It'll make it a lot faster and more streamlined. But I, for one, I am for the deck building.
Yeah, and that's why I like that it's a different game mode and they're still supporting the deck building part, which because it is a major part of Underworlds, and I like how they're giving these two game modes equal treatment. And I think even the primary competitive format is still what's called championship, which is the regular one where you build your deck. So
Mm-hmm.
I like that that's sold there. Um I just enjoy that I could just play what's it called the new game mode rivals and just like okay I want to play a game with someone,
Right.
bam, right. So I like how they are supporting both methods.
And that's good because that's how you're gonna keep the game alive. I
Indeed.
mean, it's like uh off topic, I guess, but it's kind of like Hearthstone where they got their standard and then you got your wild or magic. You got I can't think of the name standard and something else. You got the two game system. One system that has like everything, and then the one that's only current edition kind of deal. If that makes any sense.
No, I get what you mean.
Okay, cool. Gotta try to keep both parties happy. But moving on, I know something that you'll like, kind of, I guess. 30k, getting more of those
Ooh,
PDFs.
random PDFs, yay.
I I want to make a comment here really fast. I saw this first picture, and I'm like, is this the two-player starter set that John was talking about? And then I looked at the pictures and I didn't see any of this. I'm like, oh, never mind.
No, I wish, but no.
Rumor is December for the 30k two-player box.
uh that I don't believe. December, we rarely get new stuff in December. If it's on November, it's next year. At
Oh,
least if you look at historically how GW does releases. Yeah, I don't think it's December. That'd be great, fine with that. But
Well, the
Usually,
guy I watched said that, so we'll see if he's right.
yeah, we'll see.
He was right about the Tau and Sisters rumor, so we'll see about the
Right,
30k.
right.
Anyways, 30k, two new PDFs or a PDF
This one
mission.
PDF.
So hit
So
me.
actually, it this PDF does introduce a give rules to an iconic Night Lords unit,
Oh
which
yes.
the Atramentar Terminators, which are essentially their Deathwing equivalent. So yeah, finally these guys are getting rules. And I do like how it's a nuanced type of unit, and by that I mean they don't have any crazy super special rules. I mean they have special rules unique to this unit. One of which is if you charge them because they're so scary, you don't get any charge bonuses.
That's cool.
And also, if Sevatar's your warlord, they're troops because he's like he's the master of the Atramentar. And they get a bunch of unique war gear options, so they're able to do deep strike, which in 30k isn't something Terminators can normally do. They get like the Night Lords trophies, which gives debuffs to the enemy, and they get special Night Lords equipment. So again, I like how it's just a nuanced take on the Terminator unit, which again minimal special rules and access to unique war gear. Nothing crazy like the Thousand Suns ones who are wizards, or the Dark Angel ones where they get like to choose from like a list of special rules they get to use for the game, stuff like that. Just a simple unit, simple upgrade to the Terminators, and I love it.
Oh, that's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool to see that the PDF is giving them something. Now, the PDF, is this rule forever or is it just this mission?
No, it's a unit. Like this is an addition to the Night Lord's army list.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Interestingly, yeah, no, that's a good question. Interestingly, there are no new models. It just gives you some conversion ideas. So we got in the PDF. There's two conversion ideas here. The first one is to take the current Night Lords I think they're called the Contikar Terminators, the current unique Night Lords Terminator squad, and then swapping their weapons up and then giving them some Stormcast shoulder pads because the Atramentar, one of the descriptions they have in the novel is they have like lion shoulder pads, so it's using some Stormcast shoulder pads for them. And the other picture they see is just a regular Tartaros Terminator squad with unique paint scheme, which is their helmets are painted like a skull.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have like some Chaos Space Marine spikes on them with skulls.
All
So
right.
it's interesting. It's a very classic GW thing where you kit bash the whole unit as opposed to like having a box you buy and the unit's there. So I think it's kind of cool and interesting that they're bringing that back. So
Oh, it's interesting. It's cool. I like it. I like how they're giving out this information.
yeah,
Kind of like how I said they should be doing with those, White Dwarf stuff.
free PDFs.
Just
Yep.
PDFs. But very cool. Night Lords were always a cool looking army, in my
Yes. Yes.
opinion. Not cool enough for my Egyptian boys, but they were runner ups.
All right. No, it's neat. I like it. I like that. Again, like you said, it's just free rules. Finally an iconic unit gets its due for 30k. It's kind of like this is like Night Lord Sanguinary Guard. That's kind of how iconic these guys are to the Legion. I say that knowing that Sanguinary Guard doesn't even have 30k rules, but yeah. So
Yeah, very cool.
super neat. Super neat. And if
Now,
we're getting it once a week, good. I'm happy. Last time we got rules for 30k was last Monday. So
yeah, he's just getting more and more stuff. It's like it's not a dead game anymore.
I know, right?
Now, onto something that baffled me. Of course, you'll have to help me on this one. Okay, so we're getting a coin this month, obviously, and it's the Black Templars. Now, not knowing the information that we're about to talk about on the next news segment here,
Yes.
Black Templars, were they not scheduled for November?
Yes. The moment this coin was revealed, it told me that we're getting the army box this month.
But yeah, this confused the hell out of me. I was like, Black Templars.
Yep.
It's just so early.
I mean, I got this coin over the weekend. Um,
Maybe get a little
but
Black Templar model. But yeah, I was shocked to see this. I'm obviously gonna pick this up someday. I don't know yet because I gotta keep my boys represented.
right.
So I'm very excited for this coin. It's what I needed in my life.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's just get to the Sunday preview, shall we? Because
Yeah.
this Saturday, this weekend, pre-orders for the
Cool. Tomb Kings.
only pre-order
Yeah,
for the
I'm not lying. It's Blood Bowl Tomb Kings preview.
true. I should have had the image on there. But we got the Black Templar box set.
Yes, the Black Templar box
The
set.
I'm just gonna call it what it is, a combat patrol. Because I mean that's basically what it is.
Less than the Combat Patrol, to be honest with you.
It's severely disappointing. I will tell you that.
It looks very now if you break this down, you're saving money. If this set is $200, you are saving some money. I was gonna say good amount. No, saving some money. But
I think
yeah, it's the way it like if you compare like I like to compare this to the Squig box, the Beast Nagas.
it's the best thing to compare it to.
Yeah. It's just the way the models are priced and the way the footprint of these boxes are, or sorry, these models are. Like the Black Templars doesn't really look like a lot, you know.
Well,
Um,
I mean it's 13 models, 12 of them which are new.
right. Because if you look at the Beast Nagas, you know, if you look at the Redemptor and the Squig boys, right? So those kits both are $60. However, Beast Nagas are 4 models. Squig Riders are 4 models. Redemptor is 1. So the Beast Nagas feel like they're getting more, you know,
Right.
even though they're monetarily and even if you look at sprue count, they're pretty much the same. The Crusader Squad, right? I'm sure it's gonna cost the same as the Beast Naga boys. Probably nah, actually. Here's a better comparison. 10 Beast Naga boys will cost the same as the Marshal. But it's one guy versus 10 guys, right?
Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
get why it it's a bad comparison when I mean cuz you got when you're comparing them to orcs because logically Space Marines are power armor and they're
Right.
supposed to be durable and all this other stuff, and orcs are just supposed to be numerous but killed very easily. So of course you're gonna get more orcs than you will get Space Marines. It's just I don't know, the Space Marine combat patrols in general just feel very underwhelming.
Yeah, it's the reality of like they're more elite, so you will get less models. And just because of how they're priced, like again, this is a deal, right? If you break it down, this is a deal. You're saving like 20-30 bucks
I
over getting,
think the price that
you know,
a couple sites I saw, not just the models in general. I think they tallied it up to like $225.
yeah, and it's gonna be $200 box.
So
You're
you
saving money.
so you're saving $25 on the models. You're saving um I assume it's a supplement, right? It's not a codex, so you
Yeah, so it's like
so 40
30,
bucks, 30 40
so
bucks.
$40.
Yeah, it's
So
GW, so 40 bucks. So that's $65 and then if you care about the cards, that's another $15. So
it's the mini cards. And the transfer sheet is pretty cool. I chalked it up as like a $10 transfer sheet for sure. But
but yeah, it's disappointing cuz I was hoping we get something more expansive.
I mean,
Like
well, yeah, I'd rather have like 5 Sword Brethren than the Redemptor, and that would make the box feel more weighty, I guess. You get what I'm saying, kind of.
yeah, I get it. Well, not only that, right? it'd be a new model instead of
Right.
a
True.
Redemptor, which is an old
Redemptor's
model,
true. Yep, that is a thing.
right? Because
Compared
that's that's what we want from the Black Templar box. We want all the Black
right,
Templars.
because B-Snag is all new models. The Sisters box, which is also compared, the last army box we had, also all new models.
Right. It just feels cheap that we're just getting a combat patrol, which I feel like this is my personal opinion. I feel like that Black Templars are popular enough where they could have gotten an army box, like the Sisters, like the Beast Snaggers. You know.
I no, but that's the thing. That I think this is an army box. It's just that Space Marines, are just more elite. So this is all you're getting.
All we're getting is an Emperor's Champion, a High Marshal,
It's
Neophytes, a Dreadnought, and
I,
Space Marines. I mean, yeah, that's a legal list, but
I think for me, it's the unit selection. There's too many characters, and there's a giant dreadnought there. They should have gone with more troops to make it feel more weighty.
honestly, just get the Dreadnought out, put in some more,
Yeah, put in some. Yeah, even that. Put in exactly. Take out the dreadnought. Put in some new dudes. We're good to go.
put in more Neophytes. I guarantee
Yeah.
people would like more Neophytes.
I mean, yeah, like that squad will cost as much, if not be slightly cheaper than a Redemptor dreadnought, easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Redemptor really makes it seem like that's not a lot. Um,
So, and then the other thing that comes with this is it worth getting just to have the early access to the Templar armies? They have
yeah,
stated that they are not going to run out of boxes if you pre-order it. So they will have a box for you.
right.
So they say.
I think even then, like if you don't care about the codex, you could easily sell it for $100 on eBay. Like that, like I saw the Beast Knight Codex up for like $100 on eBay because
Yeah, it's just
people who want the rules in codex format as soon as possible.
I just feel like this is a bad practice that GW is doing, right? It's they're releasing books earlier than when they plan to release it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And
That is late.
then anyone who wanted to get the book has to wait a month now to get the book. Not because it's sold out or anything, it's just because they wanted to sell this collector's box first before they sold the book separately and all that other stuff.
Right.
I mean, they did that with the Beast Snaggers. I mean, they did. Luckily, they didn't do it with the Grey Knights and Thousand Sons. But if this is a continuing practice, I'm going to be very concerned.
I mean, Eldar are gonna. This is gonna happen to Eldar. Period. Like when Eldar get their Orc Necron release, like they're gonna get an Eldar army box. You're gonna have like I don't
Uh,
know, like Dire Avengers, striking scorpions, and
I don't doubt it.
like a
I'm
Falcon.
I'm sure them and I'm sure the Chaos will get a combat patrol box a month earlier than they're supposed to, and it's gonna be like this. It's gonna
Yeah,
have
Chaos.
very little stuff in here, and it's gonna be a codex and some data
Yeah, if the
cards.
Chaos rumors are true, but then they're getting the cultist release. Yeah, you're right. They're gonna get an army box. Uh,
Yeah, I. It just goes back to what I've said in the past. There's no reason why these books are not digital, and we've gone over that. Yes, people prefer hardbacks, but some people like digital books just as well. No one wants to. Sometimes don't want to have carry around that book.
right.
So
I mean, I prefer to.
it's just stupid that it's not going to be in digital format either. But
Right.
there we go.
There you
Uh,
go.
if you want to have your army first before any of the masses get a hold of it, you can pre-order it this weekend. All in all, I mean, it's hard for me to say it's a good deal. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's a you are saving a lot of money bidding all this stuff. But
It
that's
it
if
just
you
doesn't feel like it, you know.
yeah, but that's if you care about the cards.
Right. That's true.
The dreadnought's probably if you're already a Space Marine player, I'm sure the dreadnought's probably already like thrown away for you because you probably already have lots of dreadnoughts already.
It's an issue too. Like if I already have Redemptors, so this guy's gonna be sitting in his sprue, for a while.
eBay, there you go.
So, but yeah, like,
That's the codex though, right? The
oh, you
third
want you,
edition art.
oh my, yeah, you want something even more annoying? You want to be annoyed even more, Matt? Guess what? It's a supplement, right? So you need the Space Marine Codex. Play this army.
Yeah, I know.
My gosh, I did. I just remember that. Yeah, some of my friend told me that earlier. I just remember. Yeah, you need this as a supplement. I mean, unless they put like enough Primaris units there where you could play with just this book, which would be cool. If you have aggressors and inceptors and
I would hope
repulsors
majority.
there, that would be great. But
I would hope majority of the units would
yeah,
be in that book. Not all, obviously, because they
because it's
want you to buy that $70 Space Marine book. But
yeah,
luckily, I have that one digital. So,
yeah.
but that's
I
the
mean,
cover, right? If you buy
it's
this box,
correct.
I it might be worth it because that third edition art is spicy. I love that art.
It is good art.
But I'll see how my week goes. But I'm on the fence. I'm not sure if I want to buy this.
I
And I,
mean,
I like Black Templar, but yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
you probably pick it up in store.
True, true.
You can ruminate on it.
Just sit there in front of the kiosk, waiting to press that buy now button.
Right.
But yeah, there we go. So we're getting all that. Scroll down here. Gotta get the book. Got the data cards. Overall, I mean, there's more Black Templar news to come, and we'll see why I'm a little disappointed in it. But let's talk about good old Blood Bowl, my favorite sport here.
Amazons don't care. Tomb King.
Amazons, get that out of here. Tomb Kings. Now there's an army. There's an army that I play.
I just realized that I just saw this like right now when I made that joke earlier, and I kind of want it now. It's Tomb Kings, man. Like,
These are so like these are so dated. You can tell.
oh, absolutely. I
Though
mean, I
I
can always,
mean, the best part about this army is it doesn't even look like they're football models, right? They can literally be
yeah,
played. You can literally use them for anything.
yeah, that's true. And the arms are in fists. You could put like swords in there. Good to go. They are metal though, which sucks.
Yeah, but it's not hard to glue a plastic sword on.
Oh no, I'm saying building in the first place would be annoying. Unless they're all one piece, which would be amazing.
Yeah, I doubt they're that complicated.
Yeah.
Though I don't know. 12-piece set, so it might just be one. Might just be one model.
I might do one model. Yeah, one. That'll be great.
I mean, old metal models back then. I'm trying to remember Tomb Kings. I mean, all the characters were pretty much one piece. I mean, except for the arms,
Right.
but that was about it. But yeah, there we go. Tomb Kings, the White Dwarf we already talked about. Siege of Terra Mortis.
Yeah. Softback release, which is this is a fun book. I like that. It's the second worst one in the series for most people. I enjoyed it. I mean, I think all the books are quality. Some of them are obviously better than others, but this one was if you like Titans, this one's great.
Hmm.
If you like Dark Angels, this one's great.
There you go. It's because you're not a Dark Angels fan anymore. You've been converted to BT.
No, I still actually this book is making me want to do a small 30k Dark Angels army with the characters in this book because it has some of my favorite Dark Angel characters. But they're not Grimaldus.
It's hard to beat.
It's hard to beat Merrick Grimaldus and being, like Hell's Reach, I think, is the best Space Marine novel, period. Um, because what edges it out from the other novels is it is a standalone, and that I think helps a lot. Um,
Even better than Talon of Horus.
I love Talon of Horus, but Talon of Horus is ultimately one part of a series, so you need to read, the second book and the eventual third book to get the full story. And two, Talon of Horus isn't as good as if you've never read 40k, or if you don't know what 40k is. I think that the background of the heresy, of the Traitor Legions, of the Imperium really contributes to why the book is so good. But I think
Hmm.
Hell's Reach is a solid, like, if you've never heard of Warhammer, Hell's Reach will tell you a lot about Warhammer, and Hell's Reach will also tell you a lot about the poster boys, the Space Marines. And to me, that edges it out for from Talon of Horus. And I love Talon of Horus, but yeah,
I liked How to Horse. Yeah, that was a good book. That was a good book.
same author too. Hell's Reach and Talon of Horus, so
Gee, I wonder if
AD,
there's a connection.
ADV.
And then we got Warhammer Plus giving us battle reports, how to paint some gems, and Hammer and
Both.
Bolter.
Yeah, finally getting stuff.
Still waiting on all the other stuff.
In a while, yeah.
But all in all, it's gonna be a jam-packed week at GW. Time to see how popular the BT army is out there. Now that it's finally getting its
Right.
Primaris Marines.
I mean, I cleared my morning to pre-order this already. Um, yeah, I
I'll probably just
this
go to the store.
is probably gonna sell out in at most 10 minutes.
No, no, they assured us that anyone who pre-orders will get a box.
First wave, first wave, 10-minute first wave, and then you wait like 2 months.
Well, we'll see. We shall see. But we're not done creaming over the Black Templars because we got more news today. Almost the full range, from what I understand. We're missing one model, which is the Ancient.
Yes.
It's the only model that we have not seen and is rumored to still be here. But we got this guy, the Castellan, from the artwork that we just saw.
Before we continue, I will just say, like, holy crap. All these models are insanely amazing, and this is incredibly hype, and my gosh, for the Emperor. Anyways,
I
um,
and he's a firstborn, so not
how
Primarist.
do we know that it's a firstborn?
Well, going by the
People,
armor, right?
no, I think he's Primaris. I think he just looks like chunky.
He's just looking
I,
like
I
the old
think,
ones.
yeah, I think Games Workshop is just kind of like, like the salon. I think Games Workshop really is done with like the regular chapters getting firstborn. I think Grey Knights are the exception, right? But I think this guy's just a chunky Primaris guy.
Gotta lay out the donuts then, man. Jesus.
All right. Yeah, no, it's unclear that sorry, it's unclear if this guy is firstborn or not, but just context clues with everything else being Primaris and the way Games Workshop is treating Space Marines, I think this guy is going to be Primaris model
Yep, well,
with chunky armor and the classic
if we
look.
look
So
at the video really fast, there is a shot of him, I believe, somewhere, if I can find it, where he's standing next to someone. Maybe, maybe it's further down. There's a group shot of him somewhere. I'll look
okay,
for it in a moment. But yeah, I've heard, just going off of Space Marine fanboys, saying that this is going by his armor. He's a firstborn. So
right, right.
maybe
I'm not
you can get away with him being a Primaris, because I mean, let's be honest here. I'm sure he's big enough since he's a character to pass off as a Primaris.
right. I mean, I'm not dismissing it at all, but if I was gonna bet, I would bet with the him being Primaris.
I wouldn't doubt it. We wonder if he's gonna get his own data sheet as well, but we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, he's effectively the lieutenant of
Yeah,
this
he's
army.
he's just a lieutenant. I mean, he's sipping on his rock.
Yes, yes, he is.
That's how
Fun
you know
fact:
he's a character.
Last Lieutenant was released in June of 2020. It's been over a year before he got Lieutenant.
It's so weird because I mean, Space Marine related, everything has to have a lieutenant.
right? Um,
Yeah, this model looks sick. I'm happy. I can't wait to get it.
it is a copy paste, which is kind of a theme for the Black Templars at least. They're just copy pasting the old designs and be like, check this out, and I am all for that, 110%.
Well, I mean, this old artwork is just great. This is exactly how I see the Black Templars.
Yeah, this actually brings up the conversation of like it's interesting how the cooler Primaris stuff is this the HD of HDifying the old stuff, right? If you look at stuff like Phobos armor, infiltrators, incursors, reavers. I mean, they're cool, but they're not like oomph in the way that Blade Guard were, which are just HD Vanguard veterans. Or these guys, which this guy's just assuming he's Primaris, he's just a Primaris version of this classic thing. The sword brethren we're gonna see later are just HD sword brethren of old. It's just rehashing an old concept into the Primaris design, which people tend to. I've noticed, at least maybe I'm just being insular with our group, our gaming groups, but everyone's been liking those more than the new stuff like the eliminators or the or even Gravis for that matter, right? So
Well, I think like a lot of the problems with Primaris Marines is, they just looked a bit too sleek, right? Is what everyone had a problem with. Where the first burns were more like bulky and looked like they were more ready for war kind of thing. I think that's what people were just having problems with, right? But that was a problem with old designs and trying to base them off the old artwork. Now with let's be real here, third and fourth edition artwork was probably the best artwork. They're just trying to HD it.
yeah, I think for the art, I think third and fourth. I mean, we could be biased because that's when we started, but
I didn't
that's
start in third, but
right. I started, yeah, like end of third, early fourth, and this is, yeah, I love the artwork from then.
it's good
Um,
stuff.
I mean, my favorite artwork ever, well, style are the Black Library Horus Heresy covers. Those are my favorite.
Hmm.
But in terms of like when someone says grim dark, I definitely think of the old artwork. And if Will was here, he has a lot to say about the art, which is very interesting. But something Will said that kind of made me think about old and new art is the new art is very video gamey in the sense of like this is the character you will have. A
Right,
lot of the codex covers and the codex art is like here's a Primaris intercessor, here's an Eldar Wraith Lord, and it's or sorry Wraith Knight, and it's an art of a model you could build relatively easy with a kit. If you look at this code third edition codex art where this guy is based off of on, like you can't really, these aren't models you could buy, especially this guy before this you couldn't get this kind of design. Same with the guy with the iron circlet next to him. You couldn't get that model. The Terminator in the background, you couldn't get that kind of model. You'd have
right.
to do heavy conversions. But the art now is something you could just buy on the web store, and
Rip off and make.
exactly. So
Yeah, well, it's cool to see it, but I agree. I think it just has to deal with the fact that they came out so sleek. I think
yeah,
a little Battle Warden would have probably helped out a little bit. But
yeah,
some people like the sleek. They don't like the battle damage and all that.
yeah, totally fair.
And of course, I know people will say you can always just drill bit some holes or whatever into the armor. It's fine. I don't like doing that work though.
Same. I feel you.
But moving on, we got the Sword Brethren. Oh boy, does this make me happy?
These
Look,
are amazing.
these look amazing. And since they're Primaris, we got some new weapons here. We got lightning claws.
Yeah. Combi weapons, lightning claws.
Power Maul,
All
Power Axe. Well, I
actually,
guess
I haven't seen that. I think Space Wolves have one. That's
Space Wolves have axes, yes.
well,
But
just Lieutenant, but yeah, no,
we got some new got new weapon types finally for Primaris. I'm sure it's only attached to these guys, Black Templar right now, but that just means in the future we'll start getting more close combat variations for Primaris.
right. No, these are super cool. Definitely gonna pick up. Well, depending on this, on how much options you get. If I don't know if I'm gonna get one or two boxes. I'm gonna start with one. I think I blew my load with the getting a bunch of blade guards. So I'll start with one box.
I believe it is when these go on sale, it's gonna be one box for 5,
Yeah, and one of them builds a
which
lieutenant.
sucks. Which sucks. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie, that sounds awful. Because this is gonna be $60. We all know it.
yeah. I mean, hopefully the rules match. Hopefully they have like three up. Say, sorry, three wounds. Have like an invul or something. But
But yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, you know what? I say it sucks, but if I compare this to the normal 5-man Primaris squad, this is more justified to be $60.
oh,
Given the
absolutely,
tabards and the
absolutely,
scrolls all over them, I mean, holy shit. This is definitely worth $60.
yeah. Three wounds, guys. Come on, three wounds.
3 wounds.
3 wounds. Come on. Blade Guard have 3 wounds, so these guys will have 3 wounds. It'll all be good. And I think Blade Guard they're probably gonna get the Sword Brethren keyword anyway, or Black Templars. So
Yeah, it's good because I got a lot of Sword Brethren. I
there we
mean,
go.
not Sword Brethren,
Blade Guard.
yes, Blade Guard. I hope so. But moving on from these gorgeous models, uh, moving down here, look at that. A power hammer. Thunder hammer.
Double-handed Thunderhammer.
It's weird. Didn't we see a picture of a Primaris holding a hammer with one hand?
Yes. Both the Assault Intercessor and the Salamander's upgrade has a one-handed Thunderhammer. So I'm curious to see if this is a new weapon type, like a heavy, like the Deathwatch heavy Thunderhammer.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because when I saw him two-handing it, I'm like, huh. Wait, I thought these guys were big enough that these were like little toy hammers to them. But
Yeah.
now that you mentioned that it could be a new Thunder Hammer, then I guess that makes sense.
Right.
Though I guess more power if you two-hand it.
Right.
Um, a few other things. I'm just going back to the other picture. Yes. We got some combi weapons as well. I don't know
Yeah.
if you
That's
saw that.
Combi Plasma, Combi Flamer.
Combi flamers, yeah. Combi flamers. Of course, you gotta give them flamethrowers because you burn in them. But yeah, that's just more weapon tests because I don't think Primaris have combi weapons.
No, Hellbreck was the first one we saw with the Combi Melta.
Yeah, so again, more in store for the other legions. It's it's the curse of being the first books, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Because
Yeah, like,
you miss out on like all the Space Marines have it the worst because there's just so many chapters. So it's like base book, you get whatever's in there, and then all the supplement chapters start getting like all this cool stuff that you'll never have access to unless you're that faction. And I mean, like, here's a good example. I mean, this is just stuff to come down the pipeline eventually when 10th edition rolls around, I guess, but it kind of sucks.
yeah, I was thinking like, oh, should I wait for Blood Angels to get like Sanguinary Guards? I'm like, that's gonna take a year at least, and they could probably do another chapter first. So
Yeah,
I'm now also Grimaldus. Is going back like this is all happening because of Hell's Reach and Grimaldus is getting a new model. So that's
let's go. And then we got I'm gonna assume because I can't remember, but this is the first upgrade sheet, right?
it's the first Warhammer
Upgrade box.
grade box we have gotten. That's all plastic.
Oh, yeah, it was. I'm surprised they did this,
Yeah,
honestly, but
incredibly necessary too. but it's cool that it exists. When I say
Unnecessary?
unnecessary, I mean like it's not something you need, like in the same way the Necromunda upgrades were kind of needed because customization is a big part of Necromunda, but this is just like I'm surprised they did more than just shoulder pads because normally Space Marines, just get the shoulder pads. And here you got like scout arms, you got multi meltas, you got relics, which they mention. That's crazy.
Please. Scout arms? These are more like neophyte arms, most
Right,
likely.
excuse me, neophyte arms. Like, you have any Primaris neophyte arms? Yeah,
Yeah, it was interesting. There's the multi Milta for the the tank that I'm blanking on right now.
repulsor.
The repulsor, thank you. And then a bunch of stickers or decals, I should say. Sorry, as well. Hopefully you have enough if you're into the decal scene.
All right.
But yeah, I also like this. You mentioned it, the relics for your crusade campaigns. That's
Yeah, those are
really
super.
cool.
Actually, the marshal from the army bucks. I was not a fan of the fact that it doesn't come with a helmet, and hey, guess what? Look, it's a helmet you can give them.
Yeah, Crusader helm.
So,
I would definitely go for that because
yep.
I don't like painting skin, and I think it's stupid that they're not wearing helmets in an active battlefield. I know it gives a main character power because they don't look like a drone, but I mean, it just makes more sense to me.
Yeah, totally understandable.
But yeah, that's super cool because I'm 100% sure. I'm not even gonna question it. I'm 100% sure that no other faction has this.
No, every other faction only has a shoulder pads thing. You got like shoulder pads, one or two special weapons, like
Oh
you
well,
get like the Dark Angel's power sword with the winged sword hilt, stuff like that, but nothing to this scale at all.
right.
So this is a major upgrade kit.
Right. I wasn't talking about the upgrade kits. I was talking more about the relic pack.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
But
No, you're
yes,
right.
also very true.
Yeah. And even if you don't, obviously, if you don't play Crusade, like this is just, that's a cool, like the shroud thing. That's a cool thing to add to like your Primaris chaplain or something to make him a Black Templar. So that's
It's just
really,
cool to give your guys more character.
yep,
You wanna make a cool looking marshal? I mean, here you go. Here's a bunch of stuff right here.
yep,
Cool looking any character, especially
yep.
even for your kill team. You know,
Oh my, yeah. Yes, please.
it's very cool stuff. And then the decals, and then we got the book, which I'm pretty sure we already saw. And I think that's here it is. This picture right here. Can I not open the image? Oh, open image, new page. Okay, there you go. So this picture right here, in the background, very far background, you can see the Castellan. He looks wider than the
Yeah,
Neophyte. It's hard to tell so far in the back.
yeah.
He's right next to a sword brother, so
I mean, there's the the Blade Guard Ancient from Indominus next to the Redemptor. They're on the same plane, so, and he's kind of taller, but then again, this guy's just kind of squatting-ish with his pose. It's hard to tell. I mean, I'm not gonna dismiss the idea that he's firstborn, but
I would say that would be the evidence
it
that he is firstborn, because
yeah, if there's evidence, it would be that,
so
right?
he's all
But
hunched over.
I just don't think Games Workshop is releasing firstborn anymore for
Oh,
regular,
of course not. They are
right?
definitely trying to get phase out the firstborn.
Yeah, I think firstborn will be 30K only if they're releasing new stuff for it, which is fine. I think that's cool. And if you want to update the Rhino and bill as a 30K thing, there you go. So
You know what I like about this picture
who's up? The
is
bunker.
the bunker. You're
Wait,
exactly
really?
right. The bunker.
The bunker.
I feel like that's like the most unprimaris thing ever.
Yeah, the most un-Black Templars
On
thing.
Black
Like,
Templar, my bad.
yeah, just drop a bunker and hold the position. Yeah,
I can't believe that's even there. I
funny.
wanted to
So
get it, but I was like, I can't justify putting this in my army or the price for it.
yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
that was funny. It's the one thing that popped up to me. Like, why is that even there?
there's a bunker there. Like, okay.
They're really trying to sell it.
Gosh, Hellbreak is so cool. Oh man.
Yeah, can't wait. Well,
Can't wait.
I was kind of hoping he'd be in the box, but I guess they're
Yeah,
trying to stay away from putting special characters in the boxes so they can
I mean,
sell multiple boxes.
well, orcs have a special character in them, so no excuse.
But he can be swapped out, right? Into generic guy?
No, the Beast Nagus guy is a special character.
Oh, well then, never mind.
Never mind, no excuse. Games Workshop. Why isn't Hellbreak there? Come
Well, I must say, when I first saw the Marshall, High Marshall model, I thought that was gonna be like Helbrecht's alternate form, but guess not. But yeah, there we go. So all this stuff will most likely be coming out in November. Not most likely, will be coming out in November.
yes, yes, it is. The
So
hype is real.
I am hyped. I'm hyped and sad because a lot of this stuff I want now. Sword Brethren, Castellan. The rest of it, I can wait. I'll play with Baby Helbrecht and Grimaldus for now, but I want those models. And I will say this: I will make a statement right now. After I buy new Helbrecht and Grimaldus and Castellan, I will not buy any more models
Dang,
until I finish painting 25% of my shame.
that is a good goal.
Because I look at my pile of shame and I'm like, I really don't want to paint or build any of this. And I gotta settle down and just do it.
Just do it. It's kind of just do it.
But yeah, that is all the news, GW wise at least. I don't. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we just hobby ran it?
Yeah, that's time for hobby rants.
All right then. Oh man. Well, I got to do something fun.
Ooh,
I know, shocking. I said fun. Uh, I got to play Shadows of Brimstone. I haven't played that game in
oh, nice.
like 2 years, I want to say. I used to, when I lived in my old place, I was able to host a lot more game nights, and it was just easier because
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of parts to Shadows of Brimstone.
Right.
And I haven't been able to play it because I don't want to lug it around everywhere to play.
Hmm.
So last week we decided we're finally gonna just sit down and play the game, and oh man, that game is so much fun.
That's good.
It's so much fun. We got one easy mission because it's all random. The game can end in like 5 minutes, or it could take 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the situation.
Right.
First game, super easy. Blew through that in like 20 minutes. Second game, we got our ass kicked. We lost in 10 minutes.
Honestly, getting your ass kicked in a board game means I kind of feel it says a lot about the board game's quality because then like you know it's a challenging board game, so it's worth your money.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. Yeah, we got our ass kicked in 10 minutes. The pretty much the timer on that game just went out before we even did anything. Because this game, I'll devolve some mechanics here. So
Okay.
it's a dungeon crawler, and you have a light source, so the lantern, and you keep going. Each room you explore, you move the counter up, and that counter makes it harder for you to start rolling the success dice.
Oh, okay.
So the first 5 rooms you find, it's a 7+. The next 5 rooms will be an 8+, and then the next 5 will be a 9+ that you have to roll constantly.
Right.
You roll that at the start of each turn.
Right.
Uh, if you fail the lantern test, there's another counter on the opposite side that goes down that starts bringing up like darkness cards and growing dread, which are obviously our negative cards. And we failed the lantern too many times. Let's put it like that, and our counter went down significantly fast. And that's how our second game went. Super fun, fast. Everyone had a great time,
Nice.
and I just made me want to just start getting those models ready and painted. And then I'm like, I really need to start deciding what LVO army I need to do. So much stuff, so much plans coming up.
I still need to decide what to do at LVO. Haven't
Like,
got my ticket.
gotta play at the big tournament, obviously.
No, F that. Yeah, I'm playing 40K tournaments of that caliber anymore. Legion's filled out. I could play 30K if I finish my stuff, which I doubt, but I don't know.
And you could always do the RTT on the last
I could
day.
just hang out. That's true. I could just hang out and play with their on the tables. I know like the 30K people do that a lot. Just hang out and play at the LVO tables. So could play X-Wing. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
haven't looked at any of their events. They should definitely hit us up.
Yeah.
Definitely go to a crappy escape room because that's what I like to do. I like to go to a crappy escape room after a long day of 40K. But other than that, I didn't really do too much. I was just enjoying good old 30K. I mean, Shadows of Brimstone. Don't let that Freudian slip get into this recording. I didn't say 30K. I meant Shadows of Brimstone.
Shadow the 30K. No.
Shadows of 30K. Thank you.
Yeah.
What about you? What were you up to?
Uh, Nothing. We're just working on my beast daggers. I just finished them right now. Guess I'll paint my Storm Boys next, or I could uh, paint the Death Dreads I built over the weekend. Yeah, I just built. So my hobby over the weekend, we just hang out with my buddy and we were just swapping. I built 2 Death Dreads, so kind of it. Pretty light and didn't really get any games going. But chugging along the hobby machine.
Yeah, I
Working
mean,
back and forth.
you don't need to play games most of the time. Getting the hobby done is rewarding in itself.
Exactly, exactly.
Because you don't want to be like me with my closet full of shame.
I mean, I have that too. But one day the closet will be useful because like I have all this unbuilt Primaris, and lo and behold,
That's what we all say.
like
We also say
ours.
we're never gonna end. We're never gonna get out of this hobby.
That's true.
It's too much. It's never
The hobby,
ending plastic.
hobby. Yep. And even if it's like, oh, I kind of don't feel like doing 40K right now. Well, there's AOS, there's Legion, there's bolt action. I got freaking German army unbuilt. Um,
There's
always something to work on,
there's
which
always more.
I enjoy. Yep.
Yep. That's why I try not to dive into too many games because, like we brought up earlier when we talked about Dust, like this was back when my old gaming group kept jumping from game to game to game to game. And I was like, I don't want all this crap, right? I want to play a solid game that we play for a very long time and not abandon in 2 weeks.
Right.
And 2 weeks being, 1 day each week, and then we move on to something else. Because
Totally good.
I can name off so many games they went through: Dystopian, uh, Dust, Kings of War. I mean, there's a lot. Some I can't even remember the name of.
Yeah, that's why I just kind of stick to the big games, just because I know like there's backing from it, like sorry, like Legion or X-Wing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been looking to play Marvel Crisis Protocol, but I mean that game, it's more rules to learn, and that to me is like more rules to learn. Because
I thought you
my
like
brain,
learning.
what's up?
That you like learning the rules.
And I think it's the critical point of rules is being reached in my brain, because I was talking to my buddy over the weekend. It's like, man, what games am I ready to play right now? So it's 40K, Kill Team, AOS, Warcry, Legion, X-Wing, 30K, maybe AT. It's like 8 games, all different rule sets. So
Yeah,
um
it's a very critical mass.
and I've been looking at games like Conquest or like MCP, and man, just more games to learn. And even if like, so that's kind of the cool thing, and limiting part of the hobby, just like, well, limiting in a good way. Like even if I got all this stuff for free, like I still have to build and paint them, like learn the game, So I like how it slows it down a bit, helps with the hobby ADHD. So
Yeah, that's why I said after those character models come out and whatever else, if I want to get the Sword Brethren or not, which I probably will, but I'm done. I'm not buying any more stuff.
yeah, work on the hobby pile.
And I know when I say this, the Eldar stuff's gonna drop, and I'm gonna be like, God damn, why did I do this to myself?
Chaos first, so it's Chaos Marines first, and then the Eldar later half the year. So probably June Eldar.
Now, I feel like GW is gonna start pumping out the codexes a lot faster now because they just we're a year in ninth edition, and if the lifespan is usually 4 years, right? I mean, we're almost at the half. We're gonna be probably halfway through year one before all the codexes come out for 40K.
Yeah, but I kind of feel that because they're gonna come with like full ranges of models that um we'll be seeing them not in a rapid fire rate, but in the more standard release rate. So I think we're gonna see again like Chaos Marines in March, and then we're gonna see Eldar in June.
Well, Custodes
Maybe
and Gene Stealer Cult are
right. Yeah, and
December.
that's just one model release in a
Right, right,
two-player
right.
box codex.
But that's gonna be December. And
Yeah.
then, do we even know what's coming out this month? Besides this Black Templar early access,
Kill Team.
is it just Kilton? There's like no AOS or anything.
The Stormcast stuff needs to come out eventually. The
Yeah, I would assume it's the
it,
monsters, dragons.
interestingly, like the Cruel Boys are done. Like all the Cruel Boy stuff is out. Stormcast, however, they're getting blue balled and still waiting for all the new Stormcast stuff. I mean, besides the easy build like stuff like the chariots, but the Dragon Riders, the dragons, the new Chapter Master guy. No idea when he's coming. We're assuming this month. So
I would assume so, because I mean,
the AOS got a huge pause.
there was nothing for 40K in October.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a shock.
So
Obviously,
yeah,
a precursor with the coin, but
yeah. I'm gonna assume we're gonna see kill team weekend. We're gonna see Stormcast weekend, and then some other release weekend.
yeah. Well, I figure something big is gonna be happening. We'll have to know. Um, we'll have to know. Probably December when they release another roadmap, most likely.
Yeah.
Though, when LVO hits, that's when they're gonna release a big
Right.
roadmap because that's usually what they do, especially when they're showing their big releases.
Yeah. The LVO in February. Yep, that's true.
I'll say it's gonna be it'll probably be Eldar at LVO.
I think it's gonna be chaos.
You think it's gonna be? I mean, it makes sense. They showed Abaddon 2 years ago, I believe,
Yeah.
right?
Well, the rumor guy who predicted the Tau Sisters box in Black Templars said we're gonna see chaos first and then Eldar.
Mm. All
Because
right,
I mean,
yeah, I guess it
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, chaos is just gonna be chosen, the Warpsmith, maybe obliterators, and then the human stuff. And then Eldar is gonna be, we're gonna see it. That's a massive rework. That's a Necron size rework, and apparently it's not even gonna be complete, which makes sense. Um, it's a lot of models to redo, all the aspect warriors, the guardians, the avatar vehicles. So I could see
I
yeah, a
swear,
massive release first.
I swear, they better do my Avatar justice.
It's gonna be a Lord of War for sure. Supreme
Please,
Command.
God, don't be a Lord of War.
It's gonna be a Lord of War. You know that. The
Don't be a Lord of War again.
Abaddon is a Lord of War. But he's gonna probably get like triple of his wounds. He's probably gonna do like the 3 wounds a turn thing. So
Well, they always mess around with his molten body, so
yeah.
that that thing goes through so many changes
Yeah.
every edition.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a Lord of War, but his model is gonna be fitting for what he is.
I hope so. They better do my boy justice. I hope they give me like a mini avatar
That'd be
that I
funny.
could run with my big avatar. It'd be stupid and it wouldn't make any sense, but you know, that's what I want.
Maybe your mini avatar is gonna be squatted.
I'll have to rip the beer bottle off his hand and put it in the big ones.
And the new avatar, there you go.
And then we'll just put like the little avatar on his base. Just paint him up all gray, make him like a statue, and then we'll be like, there we go.
There you go.
Make this model 10 times more heavier because I'm putting a metal model on a giant plastic model base.
Or 3D print a bigger bottle.
True, my friend just did just get a big 3D printer, so
Yes, he did.
could
Torture
could do it. But we'll have to wait and see when that comes out.
We will see. We will see.
All in all, it was fun, but I think we will call it there. Thanks to everyone who made it to the end, and hopefully you'll come back next week. But until then, we'll see you later.
Later, everyone.
Bye.